So let's kick off with the first one, which is Kingsman.
Yes, Kingsman, which is the big movie release of this week. I was able to see it last Thursday.
Oh.
Yep, just before I went off to the job centre. That was a wonderful little contrast for that. A nice little treat for me for the things that were due to come. Oh. Now, Kingsman is about a secret spy organisation which recruits a young, chavvy, rough, but very, very intelligent, very, very intellectual young man called Gary Eggsy Unwin. And he undergoes a very, very, very competitive training regime to hopefully defeat the evil baddie played by Samuel L. Jackson. Now, this movie is directed by the people that did Kick-Ass, and I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed it from pretty much start to finish. It is much like Kick-Ass based upon a comic book. I've not read it. I'm kind of interested to go back and find that one now because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It does have a certain comic sense to it. It is very sly, very smarmy, a little bit laddie here and there, which some people are a bit iffy about, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a very high-energy movie, one which is fun, which seems like an odd thing for me to say that it is a fun movie, but bearing in mind, many spy movies at the moment are not fun. They're very grim and serious and brooding. They even make a joke about that. You may have seen it in the trailers. It is a truly fantastic movie. It is both a tribute but also a parody to the classic Bond movies. That's a kind of a little bit of detriment to it because sometimes it feels like it is going to be that high-spirited globe-trotting adventure and sometimes it feels a little bit too self-aware, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. Mark Hamill is in it briefly towards the beginning of the movie, of course, Luke Skywalker, doing a variation of his voice that he did for the animated series of Batman, of a slight air of the Joker to it, which was a nice thing. It's always great to see Mark Hamill in anything, I have to say. The action sequence in itself, I really, really, really loved. They're very frenetic, very high octane. If you saw the hit girl fight in the first Kick-Ass movie, that's the kind of thing you could expect to see, but done bigger and better. The big one that people are talking about, that's been circled about, is the fight in the church. I won't spoil anything that happens to you, but it is wonderful. It is not like so many action sequences that you see in movies these days, where it is shaky cam and explosions and slow down, speedy up a bit. It has been painstakingly choreographed to the point it's almost dance-like in its nature, but infinitely more gory and bloody, and I can't say how much I love this movie any more than saying it is fantastic. I have to say, though, there is a scene towards the end of the movie which has stirred some controversy. I didn't feel any controversy to it when I saw it. I didn't feel any offence to it, but I have to say there's a scene towards the end of the movie. It's only a joke, but it is one of those things that has got people talking, and for some people, I have to say, sadly, I think it's ruined their enjoyment of it, which I find odd. I find it weird that you can have just singular scenes or singular moments in some movies, which for some people just overrides their whole entire enjoyment of it. It's like the Adam Sandler movie Click, where there's a scene towards that, a very sad scene, and everyone's turning around saying, "Oh, I love that movie, that bit with Henry Winkler. Oh, it's so sad." But I just want to point out there is a scene towards the end of the movie that some people are going to be offended by. I wasn't, though on reflection I can kind of see why people be offended for it, and from a writing perspective it is a bit of a bum note, no pun intended.
Have you never had that though? Have you never had a film where you've watching it and then all of a sudden there'll be a moment and it's like, oh, well that's not as good as I expected, or it mostly happens at the climax of the film? Not
necessarily, because like I say, for me, I can't, like when we were talking about Theory of Everything last week, for me there is no singular moment where you can say this bit saves the movie or this bit condemns the movie, because if it's a bit that saves the movie, you've got to sit through an hour and a half to get to it, or if it's a moment that condemns it, then you're saying that all the hard work, all the greatness that you saw up to that point means nothing. And that's not the case for me. Once again, I understand some people have taken offence to it, some people are very negative towards it, and I can perfectly understand that. I myself didn't feel offended by it, mostly because I had enjoyed the movie so much. Once again, on reflection upon it, it is one of the lower moments of the movie, and looking back, it is one of those moments where you go, oh, really? But at the heart of the movie, I did enjoy it. One of the things I did thoroughly enjoy about it is it seems to have a motive. It seems to have a purpose and a reason behind it. It is a movie which is ultimately about class. Our hero in this movie is just an average, chavvy-looking person. He's from a council estate, working-class background, and through his own hard work, through his own commitment, he's able to better himself and to improve his life. That is something that is discussed within the movie itself. It's about status, it's about class, and it indulges that idea in a way which is very, very enjoyable, but that is not the main focus of the movie. It's a spy movie. It's a wacky, high-octane, 15-certificate, bloody, gory spy movie, but there's still a purpose to it, which I really, really love. If you're going to watch this movie, then by all means go and see it. Bear in mind, there's a bit at the end of the movie which some people have taken offence to. If you're easily offended by certain things, about certain sex jokes, then you may get offended by it. I have to underline that, even though I didn't, even though it's not one of those things where I can just say, that's it, fun time's over, no more fun, you're going to bed without your tea. I can't do that. I can never do that. Even with movies I hate and there might be a good bit in it, I can't then turn around and say, well, you know, it was a car crash from start to finish, but I really liked that moment when that happened. I can't do that.
I get what you mean. The film's been nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, by the way. Is it deserving of that?
Possibly. I have to say, once again, the action sequences in this movie are astounding because it is so choreographed, so solid, it's so dance-like. It looks to have been done in one singular shot from start to finish, which if it has been, that's great. If it is Colin Farrell doing the stunts with that sequence, even better. Yes, it uses CGI blood squibs and not practical effects. That's a slight down on it, but, you know, I like my old school effects. I like some physical. I like packets of ketchup exploding, and that's supposed to represent blood. I like that. I don't like the CGI stuff. Samuel L. Jackson is great as a bad guy for this movie. It's a wonderful little movie, a nice little alternative to some of the heavier movies that are out at the moment. Because we are in Oscar season, we might as well enjoy the silly stuff as we can, because by the end of the month, all the Oscar stuff is going to go away, and we're going to end up in the drought period.
Absolutely.
With some horrible movies, which I'm not looking forward to.
Absolutely. Now, listen, I've got a few texts here that have come in. One from David says that this is not only a great film, but an important landmark in how great films are made. True?
Is that in regards to Kingsman or Boyhood?
Boyhood.
Boyhood. Well, we'll reflect upon that when we get into the discussion on Boyhood.
Oh, have I read out the wrong text message too early?
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
That's okay. We can reflect upon that when we get to the Boyhood section, because you know, other opinions are out there, other opinions are available. We shall discuss that momentarily, I think. Yes,
I asked for text messages about half an hour ago on all the films that you're reviewing, and they're just coming in any order. So yeah, listen, so we're going to play some music now. Boyhood, Nightcrawler, and A Most Violent Year are coming up. Is it a violent year?
Oh, it's rather violent.
Oh dear, I'm looking forward to that. Right now, this is Prayer in Sea.